Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another political episode. So what we have on the screen right now would maybe surprise a couple audiences because we are taking our very first look in the future, and that is 2 years from now. But you know what? We're not going to rush it like we did with the presidential election. We're like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. But eventually, when we get the year 2026, that's going to be the topic of discussion. We talk about the midterms because, believe it or not, those midterms are 2 years away, and that will ultimately question if the Republican Party will ultimately hold up till 2028, retain that White House. And there are a lot of questions, of course, because typically and usually it's not a concern if the Republican and Democrat parties win or lose. It is a concern for the opposing party, like it was for the Republican Party that ended up losing, if you guys remember, in 2022. It was a disappointment because ultimately it flashed warning signs for Republicans because they were the opposition party. And obviously they struggled in 2022. It showed that they had a lot to work on. And giving them a short limited time of 2 years, that was very, very difficult. And now, in 2024, Republicans have retained the White House. They have finally delivered a red wave, something they failed to do in 2022. And now the question is, can they keep their gains that they've made in 2024? Sure, we gained a lot in the Senate, but we didn't gain much in the House of Representatives. We managed to get 220 seats, and that, although not many seats have not been finished counting yet, but this is likely what it's going to look like when the results are finished counting. So we are going to be basically going over our first prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if Democrats end up taking the House. It's not the end of the world if Democrats take the House of Representatives in 2026. I would think it's a very, very big possibility because, let's see, Republicans have a 2-seat majority. All Democrats have to do is flip 2 seats. Well, they flipped to 2024. They lucked out so much. It was the same deal. They had a 2-seat majority in just a few months ago, well, just a week ago. It was projected that Democrats could possibly win the House because Republicans had a 2-seat majority. Well, how did that turn out for them? They didn't win the House. But the problem with that is, though, they had Donald Trump. Donald Trump helped a lot of these people from different states get out and vote. And that ultimately gave the Republicans Party some victories. They lost a lot of seats, like a seat in Alabama, along with Louisiana. And I'll tell you, those seats should be Republican. I cannot, seriously, the Democrats and their gerrymandering theory, they're just doing this so they can gain a couple seats. And they were successful at that. Republicans need to issue the Supreme Court and try to take those seats back. They unfairly took them away. And honestly, it shouldn't be tolerated. We have a Supreme Court majority. We have a dominant House of Representatives, a dominant Senate. We can get it done. It would be easy. And the Democrats, the only obstacle we have is Democrats kicking and screaming. And that's, you know what? When are they aren't? When are they not kicking and screaming? When are they not kicking and screaming? I would be saying if there's something mentally wrong with them if they're not kicking and screaming. Because when are they not kicking and screaming? They're always kicking and screaming. So I say something I want to see is those 2 seats that were given to Democrats in the midterm, in this year, pretty easily back in the hands of Republicans. Because really, they just kicked out of 2 congressmen that should be in Congress right now that aren't anymore. That won't be coming 2025. So it's ultimately frustrating. But the question is, can we keep the House of Representatives? It is possible. Is it likely? No. Reason being, we're holding the line by 2 seats. I want to see the House of Representatives continue to be on the Republican record, but it's not normal to see it go off into 6 years of Republican House domination. It's not normal to see the House of Representatives. So I'm predicting ultimately the House goes to Dems, but the question is, how will it go to them? I honestly don't know. It depends on the legislation sessions to come in this said Congress. It really does depend. And what I would think a guarantee flips would be Miller Meek's district. As you know, she performed horribly there. She won. Reelected. She was reelected. The AP hasn't called it, but multiple stations have, and we can officially say that Miller Meeks has won re-election to the United States House of Representatives. But yeah, it's 99% in against Christina Bohannon. But yeah, if Marionette Miller Meeks goes on to a second, you don't even have to have Marianne Miller Meeks in there. I don't know. Is she a rhino or something? Because seems like people don't like her. Yeah, Bohannon wants a recount, but I can already tell you this race is going to, of course, Miller Meeks. But yeah, she ran 3 unsuccessful campaigns for the House against Dave Loebsack. So she basically is weak. She is a weak politician. I mean, she could be a rhino. That could be establishment. But ultimately, we need her to win. Because if she wins, that gives us the House. We cannot basically wish the House of Representatives away. Yeah, she came out very close. Yeah, Christina Bohan's not getting in. She's not getting in. Yeah, you'll see she barely held the line in 2020. Reaction time, like seriously. Dave Loebsack. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, we're calling this a flip in our first analysis. We're going to say, yeah, Miller Meeks, I'd expect her to lose her seat. I don't know, maybe we'll see how Don Bacon did. How did Don Bacon do? I mean, we won the seat in Omaha, that second district. We weren't supposed to win that. I'm surprised we won it. But yeah, he won by a little extra. That's honestly too close. I'm going to go ahead and say, it's possible for Dems to win. We're just going to say toss up as of right now. I would say Dems win this seat. Republicans should win. Cook out Dan Golden. That would be good. If we can win Maine 2nd District, that would absolutely could help us in this, keep that tiny majority in the line. Can we take back this district? I think we can. It's disputable. I don't know if we can take back this. We'll just hold it for Republicans as of right now. But yeah, this is what I think speculatory how these races went. This is what I think it's kind of going to look like. And it really does depend on these swing districts. Who knows? Without Trump, we could possibly lose this Alyssa Slotkin's district again. Yeah, it's going to be much harder without Trump. It was easy in 2024, this year. It was easy this year because we had Donald Trump. But even with Donald Trump, we barely got our heads above water. So imagine the race without Donald Trump. I think it would be pretty hard, especially with some politicians like the one here underperforming. Okay? Now we're basically having a tie. Wait, hang on. This is supposed to be Republican. Shoot. But yeah, this is what Don Bacon could possibly lose his seat. This is a Democrat victory scenario, in case if you guys have not noticed. This district, I don't know. We'll keep it for Republicans. How many seats did Republicans flip in 24? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seats. I think we could lose this seat, mainly because I think we won this seat right here. Because, like, Dan Evans, I want to believe, he won because of the migrant crisis. Take him out, I don't know. It's a gamble. It absolutely is a pretty good gamble. I think we could take out that conservative lady this time. I definitely think it's possible. So, yeah, I think it would be a very, very close race. I don't think Democrats would gain much from these House elections, unless if it's an actual blue wave year, and we better hope it's not. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 seats. 7 flips. Well, actually, I think there's, Republicans, 6 seats, of course, they retained. Well, no, this is the current. 6 flips, 7 flips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 3 seats, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 seats flipped. So it's 7-7. So I think personally, the results are pretty up in the air as of right now for the House of Representatives. You could see Republicans hang on by 1 seat. But I would think that's the best Republicans could do. We, in this set of elections, we got to play offense. We got to go on defense in these series of elections. I think that's just the way it is. I'm trying to find any other compatible races that could be up for grabs. But I'm sure to think, I think that's it. This is what I would say would look like speculatory reasons. But I think this all obviously can change over time. But let's go ahead and look at the Senate. So the Senate will, let's see. Senate, Class 3. Okay, this is Governor's 2025. This is Class 2 this time. We're doing Class 2. Class 2 is 2026. And who's up for grabs in 2026? Well, we're challenging John Ossoff again. Can't you believe it's been 6 years? I mean, it's 2026, but we have a long ways to go, though. I mean, all right. We got 33. But I think this is, I don't know what number Republicans will be walking out of in this series, but we'll see. But we'll just say Maine would go to Susan Collins. I'm expecting Collins to win by a tinier margin. New Hampshire, Jean Sheehan has filed paperwork for this midterm race, so we'll just say it goes to her. Massachusetts, we got Ed Markey has filed paperwork. Rhode Island, Jack Reed filed paperwork. New Jersey, who knows? We actually might have a better result here. Cory Booker, he's running for re-election for a 3rd term, he has stated. Delaware, no. Well, what are we doing? We'll just color in the obvious races. Oh, maybe Glenn Youngkin could run in this race. He could possibly, but I would think Mark Warner would barely win. Maybe Thom Tillis would win in this race. It's really the Georgia race is going to be one of the most competitive races. Jon Ossoff is declared his reelection. Really, we got a lot of potential candidates. Buddy Carter, who's from Georgia's 1st congressional district, has publicly expressed interests in running. I think it's possible we can beat him. It does depend on Jon Ossoff's record, though. Jon Ossoff approval rating. Okay. A tight race, special for this. Okay, this is from ABC. This is 2022. Let's see. Yeah, we want Ossoff. Net approval +4. I think it's possible. I think it's possible we can kick him out. I'll say toss up as of right now. But yeah, Tennessee, Kentucky, Michigan, you got Gary Peters running in that race. That's also going to be one of the most tossed up races. 2-term was reelected. He hasn't really stated whether he is running for reelection or not here. But we got also Illinois will be Democrat for sure. We also got Mississippi. Is this Chuck Grassley? Sorry, but Chuck. No. Yeah. Joni Ernst. No. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah. Chuck Grassley needs to retire. I'm sorry. He's over 90 years old. But yeah, Tina Smith looks like she's running for re-election. But yeah, I'm saying these seats. Obviously, Republicans are going to win the majority of races, but will this give them the Senate? Not necessarily. We also have to count, let's see. We got to put Florida in there because that's a special race, special election. There will be a special election also in Ohio. So we got special elections going on in Ohio and Florida. So, yes, those states will be added in because, J.D. Vance, he's now the vice president. He'll be the vice president. We got to know. We don't even know who's going to replace him yet. Possibly, I'm saying maybe Jim Jordan. I would say Jim Jordan would be the smartest pick. As for Florida, I'm rooting for Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds would be a great pick for Florida. Yeah, let's just say in this scenario, they win re-election pretty easily. It's Ohio and Florida after all. But yeah, it's really there's not gonna be much flips in this series of elections. You could get away with one flip. But I would think, honestly, Republicans would have a better chance of flipping because really, I think the Republicans will actually win the Senate. It's going to be pretty easy for Republicans again in the Senate, which is absolutely great. But let's just say, in worst case scenario, Gary Peters barely won re-election in 2022. Let's just say worst case scenario, we flip, we get Ossoff out. Then again, expectationally, I don't think he can't rally up African-American support. So yeah, we flip maybe Georgia, and this, of course, I think we win the Senate. So what do you guys think? It's looking good for Republicans according to our first analysis. We're actually not done. Hang on. We forgot about the gubernatorial race. Of course. But the gubernatorial races we can care less about. But we do want governors to succeed, right? We want these governors to do good. Elected governors. So the gubernatorial races of 2026. And it should be easy to look at. Let's see. Obviously, Republicans will win the majority of the races. It's usually how it goes. But Maine, I think Maine's a blue state overall. Missy Yote, she hasn't stated she would win re-election. I would think, if Tim Scott, Vermont's a question because Tim Scott's a runner. I mean, if Tim Scott's running, it would obviously be Republican. But as of right now, we're just going to pretend he's running for re-election unless things change. But yeah, if he's running for re-election, Vermont will continue to be red. I mean, Pennsylvania could be up for grabs at some point. I mean, it would be, these are potential candidates. We should not take Doug Mastriano again. Please, no. We should probably take Scott. Scott Perry's a big establishment, but then again, there's also Stacey Garrity, who is the state. She can win, absolutely. So we got good options. Stacey Garrity and Scott Perry is obviously a good one. So potential candidate Josh Shapiro, he's a juggernaut. However, he's been caught with some scandals. Has been alleged of covering up abuse made towards women. So that could be used against him, and he could go downward like Mr. Cuomo. But I would say, as of right now, Shapiro wins re-election. And technically, Dems usually take the governor's mansion in Democrat. It's been a long time trend. 4 consecutive gubernatorial years, actually 3 consecutive years, has the governor's mansion gone for Democrats in these said races. Maryland, obviously, I've expressed concerns over Georgia. Stacey Abrams, you just won't give up. Like, come on, Stacey. You can't even give, like, Jason Carter, Lucy McBath, they're publicly expressed interests. Stacey Abrams could try again. And like, she never. Chris Carr, from the Attorney General. Yeah, Burt Jones, Kelly LaFleur, Brad Raffensperger. If Marjorie Taylor Greene runs, we're gonna lose. I'm just saying. No, I don't. It hurts me to say it. I like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just don't think she's. I think she should do better in the Trump administration. We just cannot lose Georgia. But yeah, we're just gonna predict, as of right now, Georgia goes red because we got multiple good candidates like Chris Carr and Burt Jones, even though they're neocons, you could label them. Gretchen Whitmer, I think, is term limited. Yeah, she's term limited. She can't run. But you got Joyce Benson, who's also a juggernaut. Pete Buttigieg, who's from Michigan now, could throw his, of course, bid. And if he does, I think he's beatable. Because he's a part of the blunderous administration. But this is the Democrat primary. We got Tudor Dixon again. Come on, no, we can't take Tudor Dixon again. And then we got the minority leader. So yeah, I think it's going to be Democrat. I don't think we've ever won the governor's. I don't think the Michigan governor's mansion has ever gone Republican in my lifetime. We could check. But, oh yeah, it has. Never mind. Rick Snyder was the last governor. But Wisconsin, oh yeah, Tony Evers can run for re-election. I don't know if he's going to hold up, though. I don't think he's a. Is he stated he won't run? Yeah, he has not confirmed. He has shown no interests or no potentiality. But Della Barnes could run. Republicans have Tom Tiffany. He would be a good one. Patrick Testin. I would say it would flip for Republicans. Possibly. If you get Tiffany in there. But we have yet to see yet. Illinois. Oh, no, we'll just go ahead and give Illinois. So it looks like a 2022 for Democrats. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think it's either Tim Walz is running for a re-election. He's a potential candidate, but Peggy Flanagan, the lieutenant governor that I've been fear-mongering about, has unfortunately publicly expressed a run. But yes. But yeah, you got Royce White publicly expressing a run. He was the nominee in 2024. He did pretty well against Klobuchar. Even compared to, like, Klobuchar was 56. Klobuchar is going to be a juggernaut no matter what. So I would support his ticket. Not going to lie. South Dakota. Well, yeah, we are flipping Kansas because Kansas is term limited. Laura Kelly is the only lady. Lieutenant Governor David Tomlin's a potential run. This guy, Jake LaTurner. I think we need. What was I saying? Schwab, yeah, Scott Schwab. Yeah, Scott Schwab is winnable. He has an amazing story. His son unfortunately passed away on a water slide accident. He was decapitated at a water park in Kansas City. Ever since then, the people of Kansas has shown remarkable support towards him, and he's become I wouldn't say a victim. No, I don't think at all. His son, he witnessed his son's decapitation. It must have been horrible, and PTSD. Like, I want to believe he held his body. Like, it was just so horrible. People of Kansas have been 100% supportive of him, but I think he would win. And obviously, in Kansas, he would be a perfect pick. And he's honestly a person I 100% support. But yeah, New Mexico. Obviously, this is what I'm thinking. Is what's her name challengeable? Katie Hobbs. I think she's challengeable. I mean, I think she's ultimately beatable. Katie Hobbs. You got other Republicans like John Kiscomani and Karen Taylor Robson. And seeing how big Republicans won in this year, I think it's a flip. But you'll see Republicans are already making gains in the races 2022. Can we still carry Nevada? I think we can, but But this is what I think it would look like. But honestly, it's too early to make calls, but this is my gut feeling. If you were to pressure me, but honestly, we don't have polls in yet to tell us, and it's honestly way too early to actually get results. So what do you guys think in regards to our analysis? Very first analysis of the midterms. It's not time yet. We still have to get through 2025. We have to win 2025 races. A lot of people go, oh, let's just skip to the midterms. No, we got to keep Virginia. We got to keep Virginia, and guess what? New Jersey's in play. Take advantage of that. New Jersey is in play. And we'll take a look at the New Jersey's race. We won't do it today, but we are going to be taking a look at the New Jersey race next year and really be focusing on that race. Because people keep saying, oh, New Jersey's a swing state. Okay, prove it. Then let's put our energy in New Jersey then. If we're going to commit ourselves in claiming that New Jersey's a swing state, let's put our energy in New Jersey and take the governor's mansion. So that's what we'll be doing next year. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.